President Trump facing new questions tonight on whether or not to issue pardons now to those in his orbit who were swept up in the Mueller investigation after the report yielded no evidence of collusion. My next guest is a former Trump campaign advisor who was charged in the special counsel probe, the first person charged. He pled guilty to lying to the FBI, served 12 days in a federal prison, and now his lawyers have formally asked the president for a pardon. Here now, George Papadopoulos, author of the new book, Deep State Target, How I Got Caught in the Crosshairs of the Plot to Bring Down President Trump. Good to have you here, George. Welcome back to the program. So you know, when you listen to a lot of folks talk about this, they'll say, yes, but all these people pled guilty to lying about their interaction with Russians. And they point to you and say, you know, you did that. You were meeting with all these shady characters in bars in Europe and London, and they were telling you they had information on Hillary Clinton with you. What were you doing, and why would you lie about that? It doesn't look good.
Yeah, so basically that was the initial fake story that came out over the last 2 years that unfortunately brainwashed most of America about, like you just said, about me going around meeting these shady characters and just being up to no good. That's actually not what happened. And part of the reason I was one of 4 witnesses that was invited to testify in front of the House Oversight Committee a couple months ago was especially because I have a real story to tell, and it has to do with FISA surveillance abuse and actual just overall abuse of the previous administration and foreign governments, not the Russians, but unfortunately U.S. allies, the UK and Australia. So what happened essentially was I got pinned in my first interview with the FBI, in which I'm sitting there. I made a mistake dealing with this professor named Joseph Mifsud, who I wanted to simply distance myself from him to the campaign and President Trump because it was my fault. I was trying to arrange a meeting with Vladimir Putin and Trump. Trump obviously wanted to have some sort of relationship with Russia. This individual promised that he could make it happen. But
so you're thinking, I'm the young guy on this team. Yeah. I'm going to come back with this, you know, like, wow, I'm going to get you this meeting with this foreign leader. Did you think that wasn't a good idea?
You know, looking back on it, it probably wasn't a good idea. I did actually succeed in introducing Trump to the Egyptian president later on. So that was part of my job. I mean, I was a foreign policy advisor. My job was to basically help write his speeches and introduce him to foreign leaders. I failed to do it with the Russian leader. I succeeded with the Egyptian. But the main point is this, that this professor who got me in all this trouble, the FBI falsely characterized this person as a Russian asset, a Russian agent. We now have overwhelming evidence that this was no Russian asset, and this person was actually a Western intelligence asset sent to meet with me to basically sabotage me and try, therefore, to sabotage Trump and the rest of the campaign. Fortunately, it didn't work. I had you know, tremendous instincts that just didn't allow whatever this ploy was to work out in the end.
They thought this guy could soften you up, and then they could get an intro to the campaign through you. But then they asked you to wear a wire against him. So what do you make of that? Yeah,
that was one of the most bizarre events of my entire life, actually, let alone of the last 3 years. I testified about this in front of the committee. I'm very happy that my testimony's out public so everybody could go and read it for themselves. But I believe the FBI, by the time they asked me to wear a wire and go to London and join them in some sort of bizarre operation to catch this guy, knew I hadn't seen him in a year. Why would I call somebody I haven't seen in a year and start talking to him in a strange manner and try and meet him in London and say, hey, let's just start talking all over again? It was very shady. It made absolutely no sense. And fortunately, with the evidence we now have that this professor was actually working on behalf of Western intelligence, the whole thing looks like a complete setup. And thank God I didn't wear that wire.
There were similar suspicions about some of the other gentlemen that you spoke to, that they maybe also were in on this plot to sort of entrap you into this situation. Do you think you're going to get a pardon from President Trump?
I have no idea. I have no expectation for it. I know my lawyers have formally applied for one, and if I'm granted one, it would be a tremendous honor. And of course,
you already spent 12 days in federal prison, which I'm sure was not a picnic, but you'd like to have that off your record.
Yeah, I would. I mean, I definitely would. It'd be nice to move on with my life, and my wife would certainly like to kind of forget this entire chapter and get this behind us.
All right. I hope you'll come back. We'll talk some more. George, thank you very much. Congratulations on your book.
Thank you so much.
George Papadopoulos.